This is Stacy Marshall with Printwear Magazine.
Matt Vassallo with the RhinestoneWorld.com.
Richard Greaves with ScreenMaking.com.
Brian Walker with RTP Apparel.
This is Peter Walsh with M&R, and you're listening to the Two Regular Guys podcast.
Hosted by
Terry Combs.
Terry Combs.
Terry Combs.
And
Aaron Montgomery.
Aaron Montgomery.
Aaron Montgomery.
Keep on listening.
I don't know if these guys are that regular.
Music by Mike Clark and Bird Room Music. For more information, visit birdroommusic.com.
All right. Well, welcome to the show. It is Friday, June 25th, 2021. I'm Terry Combs, and you can find me at terrycombs.com.
And I'm Aaron Montgomery, and you can find me over at oursuccessgroup.com. Today, Terry, I'm super glad to be back. Thank you guys so much for holding down the fort for me for a couple of weeks here. I'm like, what am I doing? Where am I at? What's going on here?
How was your late honeymoon? And
late honeymoon.
Before you answer, I will also be asking your wife. So
okay,
go ahead.
All right. It was amazing. I believe she'll say the same. So we'll see. We had a great time, and really appreciate her parents helping us get down there. They gave us a week of their timeshare down in Mexico. So it was a really nice setup for sure. So, all right. Well, speaking of all that, Terry, today we are going to welcome in two amazing young ladies to join us here today for our quarterly Women in Garment Decorating podcast. So we've got Missy Losey joining us, as well as you just mentioned, my wife, Kylene Montgomery. And they are both part of a Masters of Success program. And they do some really amazing things to kind of engage, build relationships, and grow. So we want to talk to them about that, how that works for them, basically give some people some tips and ideas for as a lot of folks in our industry, Terry, that there's a lot of solopreneurs, right? Kind of lone rangers, so to speak. And you just can't operate like that. You've got to have some community around you. So looking forward to talking to them about that today.
If you're long rangers, then you should also be a regulator. So,
oh yeah, good point. Speaking of regulators, we've got Christine Shreve checking in. Good morning, and yes, we're excited to hear from Kylene and Missy as well. And Wade, thank you for being here. Eric, thanks for always taking care of us in the comments as usual, and making everything run smoothly, no matter how badly Terry and I try to mess it up. And then Todd asked a really good question. Do we get a mom joke today?
Oh,
I'm not sure what
we could retitle it.
Yeah, I guess so. Last week we had a mom joke, right? We shared Missy's joke last week.
That's right. Exactly right.
Preface. So Martha, good morning, and Chuck, thank you so much for being here this morning, and appreciate you guys tuning in live. Terry, let's cover a couple of news items before we get Missy and Kylene in here. First one I wanted to share was Screen Printing Magazine is seeking your nominations for its second annual Women in Screen Printing Awards.
Well-timed today.
Yeah, definitely well-timed. Good morning, Sandy, too, by the way. Sorry, shiny object. So let me go back. So second annual Women in Screen Printing Awards. The award honors today's female leaders in the industry who, through their careers, industry involvement, and philanthropic roles, have sparked innovation, spurned business growth, and improved their communities and enhanced the screen printing industry. 6 women will be selected for the recognition. Nominees must hold a leadership position at a company that produces screen printing as its primary function. Honorees will appear in the Screen Print Magazine August-September issue. The winners of the inaugural Women in Screen Printing Awards program were announced last September 2020. So the deadline to submit nominees is July 5th. So coming up here right around the corner next week. So to nominate a deserving candidate, you just head over to this form that on screen, if you're watching live, it's bit.ly/WISP award, Women in Screen Printing Award, WISP award. So check that out. And then I guess the next thing I wanted to share, I know you've got a couple things to share as well, Terry, but before you get to that, July 2nd, which is coming up here pretty quick. Next week, right?
Next Friday, yeah.
Holy cow.
Are you going to announce it's my son's birthday? Both my sons, my twin sons?
Today?
Is that what, no, July 2nd.
Oh, July 2nd. Yeah. That's
Sorry, I keep interrupting you.
That's all right. I think Todd actually has a mom joke already for us. Anyways, beside your son's birthday on July 2nd, we will also be celebrating the beginning of the end of the pandemic cocktail party, right? The Decorators community parties that we had during the pandemic. We've kind of taken a break from that for a little bit, but we're going to come back and have another one, see how it goes, and see if we want to keep it going. Hopefully everybody is on board to keep it going. tworegularguys.com/party is where you go to get registered, so to speak. You can find all the information there and even add it to your calendar. Again, that's happening July 2nd. That'll be happening starting at 4:30 p.m. Pacific time, 5:30 p.m. Mountain time, 6:30 Central time, and 7:30 Eastern time. So I thought I'd share all the time zones today for whatever reason.
And you didn't call Central Time center of the universe. What's up with that?
We'll get to that later. And then Terry, before you get to your news items, I saw a note here from Christine that I want to make sure that we shared. She says, a note on the Screen Print Awards. You don't have to know all the information requested by the form to nominate someone. Fill in what you can, and the staff of the magazine will do the rest. So there you go. Cool. Great tip. Thank you for sharing that. And then we'll share the mom joke here from Todd in a second. And then we also have a dad joke to share as well. So,
right.
Terry, what's on what news do you have for us?
All right. Well, I want to mention another podcast that's not outside the industry. Our good friend Lisa Welch, and she is the wife of Hawkeye Welch, who is a technician in sales over at Brother. Lisa's podcast is called Not Done Yet. It is where cancer slayers gather to sharpen their edge. Positive podcast, providing support for all things cancer for both patients, caregivers, and nonprofits. Our Lisa is a cancer survivor, and you can find her podcast at Not Done Yet 18 over at Twitter. Not Done Yet 18 over at Twitter, and Lisa is really excited about doing that podcast, and we certainly want to support her and her cause. Also, Aaron, last week I participated in Skills USA for the first time. I know that's something you've done for many years, and I got to be one of the judges in the screen printing end of things with some other, Charlie Tobley, Alon Winters, and it was a lot of fun. And made me realize, Aaron, though, that there is so much education needed out there because, as you know, part of it is the participant, the contestant, talking about how to properly do the process. And as I'm listening to each one of them, I'm thinking they are explaining perfectly how they were told to do the process, but no two of them did the process the same. So I thought it was just really an interesting thing and a lot of fun. And I would certainly encourage other people. I know you've encouraged me and got me involved in it, and I'd certainly encourage other people to get involved. It took about 4 hours on Saturday morning to go through it, and it was a lot of fun. A lot of the kids talking about their passion for the industry and things like that. So anyway, I just wanted to mention Skills USA, and I know they're going to be announcing the winners here in the next couple of weeks, I believe. Yeah, totally. Yeah, no, that Skills USA program I think is really important for our industry. I think as an industry we need to embrace it more. I know it's been challenging because they haven't had their in-person last year, obviously, and then they did these virtually this year, and so I know that was a bigger challenge for the kids in the schools that support the Skills USA program, but it was really cool to see them. I judged the sublimation side of things, and just what these kids, it was interesting to see because these are the future. If you're in this industry as a supplier or a vendor, these are the kids that you need to be getting in front of right now and supporting and helping and showing them that you care about because these are going to be the people that are in our industry here soon. And it is really cool to see them. And like you said, they get as much information as they can from their teachers, but the teachers, they're kind of going on what they've learned. We don't really have a great
formal way, we need to figure out how to support the Skills USA program through helping them with standards. And it's a huge undertaking. Ray Weiss over at Printing United has kind of coordinated it all this year. Johnny Schell for many years was the champion of that. And I know they put in a ton of work so, if you have not supported it in the future, please reach out to Printing United, ask to speak to Ray or somebody about Skills USA and what you can do to support, giving prizes, offering to open up your shop to allow the schools to come in and learn from you. And I think that all of those things, any way that you can connect and be a part of Skills USA, I think would be really beneficial for you. Because here's, I guess I can talk about this forever, Terry, but I'll close with this. Even if you feel like you don't really have a whole lot to offer, right? Maybe you're a screen print shop or somebody like that, a sublimation facility, and you're still learning yourself. Every time you teach something, you get better at that skill because it makes you think about the process and how to share it with somebody else. So even if you don't feel like, trust me, you have something to give. These kids are doing their best. Like Terry said, there wasn't one person that did it the same from one to the next, and there were some times where there were some cringe-worthy moments, and the one gal was going along real. I was like, oh, cool. She's got it. She takes the mug out, dips it in water. I'm like, oh, please stop doing that. No dipping. This is like your whole dip tank, the challenge, right?
Exactly right.
Please stop dipping mugs in water. I don't care how warm the water is. It's going to start cracking the mugs, period. It is your goal in life to end dipping. End dipping. That's an old Band-Aid for pour coating way back in the day. So anyways,
Aaron, and we interviewed just 2 years ago at ThreadX. We interviewed someone who came out of Skills USA, a winner, and then a decorator in the industry now.
Yeah, exactly. And Todd chimes in here. Todd was actually also a judge in the sublimation contest. It was really cool to be a part of it. Each contestant brought their own spin, and I was excited about what they brought to the table. Yeah, so for sure. The young people that are figuring it out, and they're going to make changes. They're gonna be the future. So let's support them and grow our industry. All right. So, like I said, we've got. Jerry says, I'm so glad we don't have to dip anymore. There you go, Jerry. High five. Thank you. Just an old Band-Aid.
Stop what you're doing over there. Don't do that anymore.
Put down the bucket of lukewarm water and step away. All right. So here's the mom joke from Todd.
Okay.
And Eric, you may have to scroll back just a ways. Sorry. Oh, there you go. This guy's so on it. He's amazing. Why is a computer so smart?
I don't know why.
Because it listens to its motherboard.
That is a pretty good mom joke.
All right. So now it's your turn, Terry. See if you can top that one.
All right. Well, I don't know how to describe this as a joke. It's more of a conversation.
Okay.
She said, why do we need walkie-talkies? Our relationship is over. He said, our relationship is what? Over. I saw that online. I'm like, oh, that's hilarious.
That's a good one. That is a good one. All right. Well, excellent. Thank you, Todd. And thank you, Terry. Always good to start off with a laugh. We get ourselves open and ready to go and take in some good information here in just a little bit.
I don't think
Terry,
the laughter has to end here.
Yeah.
The laughter doesn't need to end. All right. Hey, Aaron, before we dive in, we want to thank everyone for checking out the Two Regular Guys podcast. We are always looking for new guests. So if you or anyone you know would like to join us, go to calendly.com/2 regular guys and share your show ideas. If you are listening to the podcast version of the show, we would appreciate you sharing the two regular guys with your industry friends so they can become regulators too. And we would appreciate you giving us a review. This is really important to us. Go to Apple Podcasts, Spotify, iHeartRadio, Stitcher, Amazon Podcast, or wherever you do your podcast listening, and give us a review. And hopefully, since you're here, you like what you hear.
That's right.
If you're watching us live right now, please join in with your comments and questions. Reach out to your industry friends so they can join us too.
Absolutely. I can't wait to see you in the comments here and hear all about your thoughts and shares on Masterminding community here. But Terry, before we do that, let's hear a quick word from our success group. Are you struggling to get your arms around your overhead? Does pricing your products and knowing how much it costs to make something keep you up at night? Do you dread large orders because you have no workflow or process? Are customers a one and done drain on your growing business? Is getting new customers and dealing with marketing a challenge? Welcome to the OSG Squad. Become a member of our success group and make the investment to build on a foundation that will lead you to success. We exist to support small businesses in the decorators community with foundational resources like calculating overhead, pricing for profit, business planning, and marketing basics. Plus, we add in the proper mindset so you can believe in yourself and charge what you're worth. We help with setting goals you will achieve and give you success principles to build upon. Our monthly or annual membership experience provides bi-weekly live training. You also get access to all past training videos we've done since our inception in January of 2020. Members also have a private Facebook group that we describe as a brainstorming group without all the Facebook drama. For more information and to get some free resources so you can see what OSG is all about, go to oursuccessgroup.com/empowered. Again, oursuccessgroup.com/empowered. We can't wait to be in the OSG community with you. All right. Well, thanks for checking that out. We'd appreciate it if you head over to that website. But one other quick note here, Terry. We are now accepting applications for our Masters of Success Mastermind experience. Missy actually described it as a business advisory board, and we'll talk more about that here in just a little bit. But support group to really ramp up your business and overcome challenges. So you can apply through the end of this month at oursuccessgroup.com/MOS. So we'd appreciate you checking that out. See if that maybe is something that's right for you. All right, Terry. Well, let's bring in our guests. I had a little wardrobe change here, so kind of an inside joke, but the ladies will get it here in just a moment. But let's go ahead, Eric. If you could just welcome them in, and we'll let them introduce themselves here a little bit, if that's okay. And so welcome in Missy and Kylene. Thank you so much for being here.
Hi.
All right.
Thank you for having us.
Well, welcome to you guys, and welcome to everybody out there listening to our quarterly Women in Garment / Product Decorating podcast. And can each of you quickly share your business and what you do? Missy, let's start with you.
Yeah, I have two businesses, Horizon Apparel and Promotion, providing corporate and large organization needs for garment decorating. And then I have Talking Bubble, which is my passion. Talking Bubble Custom Designs. It's where I help people take their thought bubbles, turn them into talking bubbles on custom apparel and products, and just get their emotions and their thoughts out there, because, what we say matters.
Yeah. I always love listening to Missy talk about talking bubbles, because it just, this passion comes out so much, and it's really fun. So Kylene, how about you?
All right. Well, most of you know I am Aaron's wife, and we have...
You can apologize to her later.
And to answer your question earlier, we had a wonderful honeymoon. It was really good.
I was just going to ask.
8.5 years later, but... But yeah, so we have WeHeart.biz, which is more the retail side of personalized gifts. And then we have Montco.biz, which is more the fulfillment side of helping other businesses share their products with others, or other artists show their work on their products. And so we specialize in sublimation and direct to garment and some blank products. So it's fun. The whole goal is to share positivity and a smile, and to build those relationships and partnerships.
Awesome.
Right. Hey, Missy, I have to tell you, one of my, I kind of get into Halloween, and one of my Halloween costumes one year was just regular clothes, but it had a wire and a thought bubble, and it said, "I'm thinking Arby's." Remember those commercials?
Oh, yeah.
That was my entire costume.
I think I'm stealing it.
Yeah, Missy comes up with some amazing costumes. If you see her posts around Halloween, they go all out as well. So I think you guys should have a challenge there, Terry.
Well, I did have one that almost backfired on me. I was Custard the day after, and I had the whole uniform on that had all these arrows in me. But then I had to drive, and I had to get my car seat back as far as I could. So that I could...
Oh boy! All right. Well, we'll get to that in a second. So yeah, I do have my formal wear on here. Yeah. So this show we titled "The Power of Masterminding." So let's both start there. You're both part of the Masters of Success, which I mentioned before. Missy's accurately described as a business advisory board, and it's a group of wonderful young ladies who come together, and then Todd and I get to kind of be, this was also from Missy, the limo driver. So I made sure that I had the proper gear. So we'll see how you guys can do this interview with me wearing my limo gear. But so here's my question for you though, before we kind of get into it. What were your expectations? They can't do it. They can't do it. All right, I'll take this. All right. So let's all regroup. I apologize for. So, but here's my question. I actually have a legitimate question for you guys here. What were your expectations before being in a mastermind group, and really, I guess, also explain to us how maybe they've changed since you have been involved in it? I think it's been almost a year now. So, Kylene, maybe start us off.
Sure. So when we first had the idea, I was a little hesitant just because I'm newer to the industry. And I made the assumption in my head that there's going to be these established businesses, they're experts in the decorating world, and where am I going to fit in? And so I just thought I would learn from them. I didn't know that I would have anything to really offer them. But what it's turned out to be is amazing. After that first meeting, I realized that even though we all look different, we're in a different place with our business, and our needs are different, we all have that same goal of being successful and learning and trying to get better and improve. But we're also there to support others and their success and their path. So even though we all look different where we're at, we're still there for the same reason. So it's been really powerful experience for me. Definitely.
Thank you for sharing that. Missy, how about you? What was it that you maybe your expectations going in, and how have they changed since?
So my expectations were similar to Kylene's. I actually thought it would be co-ed, and I wanted that. I kind of was like, I want some guys' feedback. You know, they're more established. I'm new. I thought I had nothing to offer. I was gonna just pull experiences from other people. And I'm alone. I'm a solopreneur. I needed help. I needed to bounce ideas off of other people. So those were my expectations. And then we jump in and we find out we're all different personalities coming from different places, some established, some of us are new. And I saw all these women and I went, oh, crap, it might get a little drama filled with a bunch of women, or we might get off track. That happens too. But I was so I've been so pleasantly surprised. I would never go, no offense to all you guys, you and Todd are great, Aaron, but these women get in my struggles because they are a little different, and we'll get into that later. But my expectations turned into, I think I have lifelong friends now. I have people who come into my business and they also have the priority that I'm a success. And when I shoot things out there to them, it's not about me individually. It's not about necessarily what I'm going to throw out there and they give back. I get to hear their ideas. I get to hear them say, you've got this. We check in every day with each other. That was another plus that we all decided to do every day. We check in. And the other expectation that I think changed was I thought it would be temporary. I thought very much that it would feel temporary, like, oh, we're going to do this. And then it's no, this is a forever. I've built relationships with these business owners that help me pivot, and forever will do this for me. And I want to give back to them. And I don't know. It's just amazing. And I could go on about this.
I love that. Hey, Derek, I also wanted to just kind of share something. Obviously when we started this, it was, I had different expectations too. I guess it is interesting. Missy mentioned that it doesn't have to be, we don't particularly put groups together that are just women or whatever. We try to make fits where it makes sense. But at the same time, it is interesting to see, we have had more women actually apply to be part of the Masters of Success than men. And I think that comes from a place of, they're just smarter than us, Terry. We insist on just going it alone. We're going to be the strong guys. We don't need baloney. Everybody needs that support and help. I am so grateful to get to be, the limo driver in this group and to sit and watch them grow and change and learn together and see all of that, at the time when we started, I didn't have my own mastermind group. I wasn't in one at the time. And through watching this, I knew that it was a must. And so now I'm actually involved in 2 mastermind programs. So it's been really great for me too. So anyhow, Terry, I'll let you get back to the next question here, but thank you for sharing all that.
I wanted to comment too, Kylene. I loved when you said that you thought everybody already in there were going to be experts. And it was the same with me when I started my business. And I'm like, wait a minute. Why are you asking me how to do this? Haven't you been a screen printer for 20 years? I've been doing this for 6 weeks.
But it's cool. You're still learning from all these other people. And,
sure. Yeah.
And then my decision making within the business has improved. I mean, you get stuck in your own way sometimes, and then they just give you a different way to look at something, and it's been really powerful.
Yeah. Well, speaking of that, so what has been the most powerful experience of being a part of a like-minded women's group? Missy, let's start with you.
Oh boy, this question. The most powerful experience. I could name so many, but I'm gonna select one. It has nothing to do with me. It has nothing to do with my business. It has to do with 5 other women that I started with and their businesses. I'm getting goosebumps. I watch Kylene grow, and Kylene now she's going in the direction of wanting to help others, the veterans, other people, grow their business. And before it was like, okay, I'm in this, I'm doing that. And to just watch her change her direction, and she's doing her yoga certification and her principles of success, and just how that has expanded. Watching Valerie go, and she had this, Valerie Reliant, Roland had a struggle with a business partner early on. And she has removed that from her business and has twisted into hers, and it's positive threads, and she's crushing it by giving back to schools. Watching Nan come in, and that girl, Nan Wellitz, urban cowgirl, that girl, you tell her how to do something, you just show her and she will go and do it, and she doesn't care if it takes her 12 times to get it right. That girl can do anything. Sandy, all these women, Sandy, she is the least vocal of us. I probably the most, but Sandy now offers up. She's reaching out to us. She has grown her business with a full-time job, and she's going out and doing craft shows, and she's incorporated her love of nature into her business, which that's not what was happening originally. And then Tina from Wagon Wheel Printing, she was with us for a little while. just watching her grow and bringing in the business and going, yes, I can, because she was feeling like she couldn't. And so it has nothing to do with me. I don't care how successful I've been. And I have went leaps and bounds with this mastermind group. I have grown so much. It's them. It's knowing I'm this much a part of 5 other businesses. I am a part of that. I'm out all over there. And that's an honor. That is such an honor. And it feels good. And that's why it's forever for me.
That's awesome. Thank you so much.
That's a powerful experience.
Yeah, that is a powerful experience. Kylene, before we get to yours, I wanted to cover a couple of the comments we had here. Let's see here. So Todd shared the amount of knowledge that has been shared has been amazing. Sandy's here saying, I love my OSG peeps. And obviously the love is mutual there, Sandy. So Christine, you're right. Missy's a hell of a salesperson for mastermind groups. And then Christine followed that up to, I'm so glad that other groups are forming to support women. That makes me happy. So yeah, it definitely, that whole support mechanism and whatnot. We'll get to Dean's comment in just one second, but Kylene, what about for you? What's been the most powerful experience of being a part of this group for you so far?
Well, I mean, Missy said it really well. I mean, it is about seeing everyone's growth and how we've supported each other, because all of us have gone through a lot of transition, if you will. I was feeling something, but I couldn't get the words out, and these ladies were able to reflect what I was saying, to put words to what I was wanting and needing to continue moving forward with my business. So for me personally, that was the most powerful moment. And then every meeting, you leave and you just feel energized and powerful and ready to support. I don't know, just that connection and knowing that you're contributing and making a difference. Yeah. It's huge.
Yeah. And I love that because, listening to you guys talk about this stuff here, the whole conversation has been about giving to others and supporting and all this other stuff. Yet that makes your lives and businesses better from that. And I think sometimes we try to go the other way. What's in it for me? And I think as soon as we can all flip that switch from what's in it to me to how can I serve and be better, then we will see the success start coming to us. And I've really seen that in this group, in any mastermind group, where I'm fortunate enough to get to be a part of this with them, but, put a group together in that, what Christine's got going on. I know, Kylene, you're going to probably talk about women in garment decorating, you guys group and stuff like that. So anyhow, I'm going to pivot real quick here because I do want to address Dean's comment here. I think this is something good to talk about. He found that when starting that asking questions was like asking someone for their secret fishing hole. Terry, you and I have talked about that a lot on this program. But Missy, you have any thoughts on that?
For the mastermind group, no. But yes, that is something we'll talk about. But at first it was that way, and I think that's why I wanted a mastermind group. I kept trying to post and dig it out of people, and then, like Terry said, I'm getting 7 different answers. What's the right answer? Yeah. This group, there is no secret fishing hole. We share good, bad, ugly. We've had tears. We've had anger. It's the gamut. And we lay it all out on that table, no holes barred, so that all of us can be successful. And that is what I really love too, is just, I don't have to dig for the answers. Yeah. They're just throwing them out there for me, giving me advice.
Yeah. It is incredible that you guys show up each call and play full out each time, and it's really, really cool to see. Yeah. Kylene, what about you? I know you've got to deal with me in your ear all the time, but how have you seen this? Trying to get information out and the difference between, like Missy said, posting out there on a Facebook group or something like that and hearing the 12 different ways where 11 of them are probably wrong. How's that experience kind of changed for you?
Well, I think, you really have to open up to receive. So once you kind of get over yourself and you just are fully present, then you can hear things differently. So when you have 5 other people giving you their advice on how to do something, you hear things differently, and therefore you can make the best choice for your business. You obviously have shared so much with me, but these ladies can say something sometimes differently. It's the same thing, but for whatever reason at that moment it makes sense, and I'm sure that's frustrating for you. But
no.
But it's.
I love it. Please, yes, continue to speak openly. It's not.
It's a husband and wife relationship type thing. It's not. It's not you. It's me. Yeah. I'm just kidding. No.
And I know why I'm laughing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it is a husband-wife thing, because I got checked at the last meeting that I need to listen to my husband about some stuff. So we've decided Steve calls them, and then they tell me, so that I'll actually do it.
Well, Kylene, he's always in my ear too. I'll just say that. But you know what you were saying, Missy, it kind of reminds me of in my screen printing classes, I always have people introduce themselves and tell me about your business. And more than once, I've had people stand up and go, well, and they're looking around everybody else. I've got the greatest T-shirt idea of all time, so I really don't want to talk about it here. And I'm sitting here thinking, no, you don't. I probably know 5 people who are doing exactly what you're planning to do right now today. So there's no secrets out there.
Yeah.
Nope.
That's funny. All right. Well, so let's kind of not shift but kind of step away from the mastermind idea here for just a second. And the other parts of a mastermind is that community. So when you think about community too, let's look outside of the mastermind group. What other communities have been important to you? What kinds of, what does that mean? Especially in today's world, coming out the other side of a pandemic, communities look a lot different than they used to as well. So Kylene, what are some other communities outside of your mastermind that have been important to you?
Well, for me, like any community that is positive and kind of brings each other up is important. Our success group, private members group, has been huge for me. The women in garment decorating group and pivoting souls groups have been great. And then I'm also part of Empowered Beauties. It's a group I manage where we focus on wellness and reducing toxins and just overall mindsets stuff in there. And that's with Crunchy. It's another business that I'm a part of, but all of that has the same mission. We're sharing successes, we're sharing tips where we can learn from each other, and just supporting each other, whether it's just like a quick motivational quote or just sharing a struggle that you might have and seeing all these people dive in to help them. That's what community is all about, to know you're not alone out there and you can learn from others and support each other. And
awesome. For
me, that's been really important. And It does look different than it did before.
Yeah. That makes a lot of sense. Missy, what about you? Talk to us about the communities outside of the Masters of Success.
Well, OSG, of course, private members group. That just a given. The trainings that I get from that group alone, that's been phenomenal. Business basics, Todd's business basics. Going back there, I like to get in there sometimes and just listen to some of the new people's comments. Give back if I can, but remembering where I come from. Not that I'm anywhere or anyone, but at least remembering that I started there too, and how far I've come. Yeah. Women in garment decoration. Holy cow. One who doesn't want to be a part, and she's going to be mad I said it, but who doesn't want to be a part of, your rock star, superhero idol, Christine? Because that's who I want to be when I grow up.
Yeah.
So that is a no judgment zone. So if there is anyone watching, any woman watching, listening.
Yeah, I applied and I got kicked out. So
yeah, sorry. You have to go join. There is no judgment zone. And if it starts to be, it's taken care of when we talk through it. It's just phenomenal group. I stalk Eric, of course, all the time because wow, that man's a genius. And I learned like one new word every time I listen to him. And that is like, whoa, he's a wordsmith. Who am I missing? I know I'm missing. I wrote them down. There is a shout out to, Pivoting Souls. Definitely. Tanya and Becky. Another one right in there for, I don't know if it's all women only, but so far I think it is. But there is a small one out there I want to mention. Her name is Gina Hooper. And she runs Hoop Mama. It's called Hoop Mama. And it's where I started when I first started playing with my Cameo and then get a Graph Tech. And it's those mompreneurs out there. And some of them are crushing it. They are crushing it out there. And this woman is helping them. And she's working with those small moms out there struggling to do it on their own, raising 4 kids in the background between naps and feedings. But she was a great, I still follow her. But yeah, those organizations, I grew up with them. And I think now I'm in a mastermind. I just watch how I went from Hoop Mama, to mastermind. And I'm like, I'm doing it right. So just get in there and learn from everybody.
All right. Give us Hoop Mama one more time. Not one I've heard of, actually.
It's
what was her name?
It's called Hoop Mama. Gina Hooper, Jeanna.
Okay. All right.
Hooper.
Cool. We'll look that up and get that posted out there inside of the group. All right, Terry. Well, what's next here?
Well, let's talk about what some tips you guys might have for how to go about engaging with the community, whether it's yours or another group. Kylene, let's start with you.
Well, for me, this has been one of the areas I've grown in because I tended to keep in my safe zone and only shared so much that I was comfortable with. So I've realized to truly engage, you just have to be open and honest and share more of yourself with your community, whatever, if it's one you manage or one someone else manages. I do the weekly Thankful Thursdays on WeHeart.biz. And that's been really nice to have those Facebook Lives in there, as much as I'm getting more comfortable every time I do them. But it's just been a way to be me, and so people can connect with me and I can connect with them and grow those relationships. Sharing when you can share, I think, is important.
Well,
Go ahead.
Go ahead.
No,
I was just gonna say, a group doesn't have to be, I'm a screen printer, so my group is screen printers. It could be diverse businesses, and before there were groups online, as you guys probably don't realize, I've been in this business for a little while, and I used to be in a group where we would meet every Monday and have breakfast, and you had to be from a different industry. Nobody could be from the same industry. And I just remember, just like you guys were saying, leaving that breakfast and being energized for the rest of the week because of, and not only were we talking about ways to improve things or issues we're dealing with, but you also had to explain your business to the group because they didn't know anything about how a shirt is printed. So there was all of that as well. And so I just want to, say, hey, your group doesn't have to be doing exactly what you're doing for you to participate in it. But Missy, what are some tips that you have?
Okay. In the words of Todd, quit making excuses. Just do it. Just get out there, man. And I am not out there. But go live, do that, stay involved, because Kylene touched on it. People don't buy my embroidery machine. They don't engage with my embroidery machine or with my process. It's me. They come through me. And if I want to help them, I need to engage with them, and not about selling, just about just be honest, open, just be yourself out there. I don't edit when I do it, I don't edit, which means it's, there's a parent advisory probably on anything I post. But the tips and tricks, not just our community, share.
Yeah.
Keep sharing. Go into Women Garment, go into Hoop Mama, go into Business Basics, all those. Share. We need to continue to share and be open and honest and grow our whole community, whether you're embroiderer, like you said, Terry, it doesn't matter who we are.
Yeah.
Grow it. Make us stronger. We're only better. But there's also community outside of us. You need to grow your community that you service. Go to the schools, help them grow. Go to your corporations and add value to them. Help them add value to their people. But you definitely, you have to put yourself out there. You have to go out there and be yourself. And our thing is help others. I think that's us, Kylene. We just want to help everybody.
Yeah.
We're the helpers.
Yeah, because what people don't know is that we've got two counselors with us here, and so we're also getting all of that. But you're so right, Missy. I mean, that sharing, and I hear a lot of people, I don't know what to share or whatever. I mean, one of the most fun videos that you did was eating Oreos or something. I mean, it was like, and that has nothing to do with embroidery. That has nothing to do, but that has everything to do with your personality and you sharing your personality and who you are. And people can't get enough of that, right? We need to be willing to, like Kylene said, with doing the Thankful Thursdays. Christine's comment here, I love Thankful Thursdays as a good reminder to practice gratitude. It's been wonderful to see Kylene get so much more comfortable on camera. And so I agree. And then Dale shares, concepts are across industry. What you may say may spark an idea for someone else. So there you go. Good reason to share, Dale. Thank you for sharing that. All right. So next question for you guys here. As women, how have you found the communities inside of the decorators industry to be for you? Because I think some people feel like our industry is a bit male dominated at times. So talk to, and I'm so excited to see all the work that people like Christine and you guys are doing to kind of level that playing field if there was a challenge there. So talk to us about that. How have you found these communities to be inside of our industry when it comes to that? So Missy, can I start with you, please?
Okay, so you said it feels like. I'm gonna correct you. No, it is.
All right.
It is.
Okay. All right. I'm good with that. I'm good to be corrected. Thank you for correcting me.
So, but we're getting stronger, and I think the only reason it is male dominated, because I'm going to go back and say you're right too, is we just aren't out there. We don't vocalize as much. You got those mompreneurs, and I hate to call them that, but they are, because these women are doing 2 full-time jobs, and crushing the garment decorating business. We just don't get in. I don't know why it's closed, but it is. And we have struggles, and I mentioned it in one of our party meetings. I said, hey, are we going to address screen printing when you're short and have large breasts is really hard. It's hard. You get really messy. So I was like, hey, does anybody want to talk about that? And I know there were a couple guys in that group that were just a little uncomfortable with that. And I was like, they're like, TMI. And I went, BS TMI. Jeez, no. And that is what we have to change. Those are the things we have to change, that it's okay that we talk about that's an issue. And how do we solve that issue? What can we do to help other women get past that or grow taller, I guess. But we're, I think for me, men in general I don't feel dominated by you guys. I don't take anything from anybody. I think they're afraid I'll stab them or something like that if they tick me off. So I'm not the nice Kylene, whichever side she's on for me. But for me, I think we just need to keep being vocal, and we need to keep being honest, and we need to keep not calling out. I hate to say that, because everybody has been so nice to me. Everyone, men, women, it was so nice. But we just need to be vocal about our needs are somewhat different. Yep. We are sometimes in a different place. And that's why I love my mastermind group. We are a bunch of women that talk about those struggles just to us, and poor you and Todd sometimes, going along for the ride.
Yeah, no, it's all about learning and growing. So
I'm having trouble feeling sympathy for either Aaron or Todd.
Yeah, I agree. All right, Kylene. Well, give us your perspective, please.
Well, I think kind of what Missy said, we just need to continue supporting other women to get out there more and to not worry about things that's preventing them, getting stuck in that fear, and do more of the mindset things so women can feel more comfortable to get out there, and just support and encourage. Since I am newer to this industry, I've been fortunate enough to have those groups right away, and people like Christine, these really strong women share, and then with the Masters of Success women, and then now these groups that are out there. I mean, for me, I haven't noticed it in my world because I've been so fortunate to have such good people around me. I think if anything, to get more women out there is just the encouragement and support, and more collaborations maybe to get people comfortable would be huge as well.
Yeah. Sounds like something you should do, Kylene.
I think so. Yeah.
Well, yeah. Along those lines, there are people listening right now, either here on Facebook or one of the podcast locations that where you can hear our show, and they're kind of on the fence. I don't know if the mastermind group is right for me. What's a mastermind group going to do for those people? Why should they join up? Missy, let's start with you.
Oh, this one. So I actually made notes on this one because, and I want to say I forgot someone that's very important. Allison Van Holzer. What she shares, wow, she's amazing. So if anybody gets a chance to see her at a show or a webinar or whatever, see Allison.
On the Two Regular Guys occasionally.
Oh, yep, there you go. Yes, and that's probably the first place I saw her. So, as far as why, if you're on the fence, let's level the playing field. As long as you financially, time commitment, and personal commitment. Let's say those are just, yep, you're all in. Okay, so why are you going to join the mastermind group? First, the main thing I get at, you're creating lasting connections with freaking incredible human beings. You're gonna walk away with forever. It doesn't matter how long you're in it. If you connect and you put your 100% in there, not 99, 100%. Yep, you put that 100% in. You're walking away with a lifetime board of supervisors or advisory board. You are walking away with people who will always help you make those great decisions for your business, and you get to share with them. The other thing is, it's kind of 5. I have 5 things. It's weird. 5.
There you go. Should we play the?
So, accountability. You have accountability. You are accountable. You have to make commitments to these other individuals, and they come back and they'll call you out on it every time, and they'll ask you, what could you have done different? What can we help you with? So being accountable to somebody, especially when you're a what do they call a solopreneur, when you're your own and you're alone in your business, and you make that big challenging commitment, that big scary thing. I have 4 or 5 other people that I can go to, and they help throw out ideas and advice, and then call me out on my 99% instead of my 100. So they will call me out. So I meet those goals almost all the time. I won't say all the time, but almost all the time I meet those goals. And if I'm struggling, they're going to call me out every day, because we all talk every day. The next one, brainstorming. I get to throw out there. I just get to throw out an idea. And I have 5 other people that just, I think it was Dale who said it, throwing out all these other ideas, the next greatest idea that I didn't even think of. They, for the problem solving is the fourth one. That is huge for me. I come to my group with a problem, with a why or an ask. It's Aaron's thing, an ask. I have an ask. I have these people who come back to me and they help me solve my problems, whether it's in pricing, whether it's in how to do something. Oh, skill building right there. I've expanded my skills just from these people. I had a sublimation printer setting for a year and a half. And one day while we're on a Zoom, I decided I'll open the dang box, right? Next thing you know, I'm sublimating. I'm not great at it, just saying, but I like embroidery better. But I can sublimate now because of these women saying, hey, I'll walk you through it. I can text. But I am never alone in my problem solving. Never alone. I have people helping me work through it. Helping me, sometimes Kylene had said it, getting out of my own head and opening that tunnel up, widening that road. And the last one, I get the satisfaction. Number 5 is the satisfaction of helping others, of being a part of that group, of being a part of their businesses and helping someone else grow. And because I help them grow, that translates down to who they help grow. And so those are my 5 things. It is creating lasting connections, accountability, brainstorming, problem solving, and helping others.
There we go.
Don't be on the fence, man. Hop over.
Well, Kylene, what are your 5? No, I'm just kidding. What do you say to somebody that's on the fence?
Well, I mean, it's just, you can share your struggles or an idea you have or just where you're at. You might not even have words to put to what you need. And you have these people who are all in on you with the same agenda, with helping you be successful. And that's really, really powerful. So again, I think my list is very similar to Missy's. You have those meaningful connections. You have the ability to brainstorm with other people. You get to think outside the box more. You get to collaborate if possible and get more creative with what you're doing. The accountability is huge. And focus and clarity. You have people who are kind of taking you back into what you're saying you want. If you're drifting over on the side here, you have people to bring you back. And it increases your confidence in yourself, I found, because you're able to contribute to other people's success again, and they're contributing to yours. And it just allows you to think bigger and do more with your business than I think you could do on your own.
Yeah, that's great.
Yes.
Great. Yeah, Sandy also put in the comments here, why? Because this group of people wants me to succeed. They get my struggles that friends and family don't understand. And as Missy said, we have also become friends. So,
yeah.
And then Todd has a Smash Mouth song to play for us. So awesome. All right. Yeah, exactly. So, with that, wow, amazing information. Thank you guys so much for sharing and all of the tips and stuff like that today. Before we let you go, the one last question that we didn't put in the outline, so I'm going to put you on the spot here. But if people want to connect with you, what's the best way for them to reach out? Where can they find you? So, Missy, where can people find you at?
Talking Bubble Custom. I don't know. It's that whole community thing. I should get that in my head. I'm on Facebook, Talking Bubble Custom Designs. That's where. And reach out. Anyone who wants to reach out. I have the gift of gab.
Talking bubble. It's a talking bubble.
Yeah, a talking bubble.
Yeah, it's awesome. And so I highly encourage anybody to reach out to Missy and get connected and see what she's got going on over there. Kylene, how about you? Where can people connect with you and your communities?
I would say on Facebook, on WeHeart.biz's Facebook page, or Empowered Beauties, which is the private Facebook group that I manage as well. I would say those two places are great places to find me.
Okay. And so people just search Empowered Beauties on Facebook.
Yes,
it
should come up. Yep.
It should come up. All right. Cool.
Yeah.
Cool.
Or call Aaron.
Or call Aaron. Yeah.
Reach out to me. I can put you in touch. All right. Thank you guys so much. We really appreciate your time today. What a great conversation. Great learning experience. Terry, you've even got a new tip for your screen printing class. You need to get connected with Missy to find out how to overcome that issue.
Exactly right. And she is absolutely correct.
Awesome. All right, you guys. Thanks. Have a great day. Appreciate you being here.
Guys.
And, thank you for having us.
Thank you.
All right. That was awesome.
Yeah, there was a lot of fun. And we even got a bonus 5 things and the whole 9. So again, thanks for Missy and Kylene for being here. Terry, what happened last week?
Well, Jay, I don't know if you got to see any of it, but Jay came on and introduced himself as you.
Oh, no, I have not had a chance to go back to it yet.
but he did have 5 things, and I thought this was really cool. He gave 5 things for taking full advantage of LinkedIn, and I thought, what a great idea. And so then I thought, well, that's a great idea for somebody else. Somebody else could do a 5 things on interacting on Facebook or Twitter or Instagram. So there's some motivation, something that you guys can contribute your 5 things to.
Yeah. So if you want to do that, TikTok, right? If TikTok or heck, Clubhouse. What else is the latest and greatest, right? So exactly. Perfect 5 things, ideas there. If you'll just reach out to us, info@tworegularguys.com. You can share that information. You can join us on the show to present that information. You can record a video of yourself sharing that information any way you want. Just get those 5 things out there. We'll credit you. We'll put your information up there so people can connect. You get more eyeballs on your social and all that other fun stuff. So lots of good things come out of 5 things. And so we highly encourage you guys to participate. We appreciate those that have shared. And I think we can actually have Missy's as a replay. I think I'll have to clip that out. We can replay that. I like that. All right. Well, I do have a 5 things. This is actually a little off what you were talking about there, but I figured, what the heck? Let's because this is the other part about 5 things. There's no rules, right? It's just 5 things you want to bring up. So I thought maybe I'd share 5 things you might not know about the Two Regular Guys podcast.
All right. Hit it,
well,
Eric.
Eric, bring us in, please. All right. Well, once again, 5 things you might not know about the Two Regular Guys podcast. Number 1, our first episode was February 1st, 2013. It was actually on February 1st. I went and looked that up. Today, number 2, today is our 407th episode. So really excited to and thankful to all the guests we've had, over 400 episodes of this, Terry.
Holy cow, yeah.
It still boggles my mind every time I say that. Number 3, Terry and I actually met when we worked together at a company called U.S. Screen Printing Institute. I can't remember exactly what year you showed up at U.S. Screen, but
it was about 19 years ago.
Okay. All right. I figured it was somewhere in that realm for sure. And obviously we've been fast friends ever since. So here's the number 4. The first guest we had scheduled to join us on the show actually no-showed on us. And not to name any names, but Jimmy Lamb, we still hold a grudge. So.
What's hilarious is every time we see him, hey, when did I get to be on the show again?
We love kidding with Jimmy, and he had a appointment that he couldn't break and didn't quite understand the whole setup. This was, back in time when not a lot of people knew what the heck a podcast was. So
exactly.
It was interesting. So anyhow, Jimmy, we always welcome you back. So just reach out and we'd love to have you back on. All right. Number 5, Eric was actually, and I confirmed this with him this morning, he was actually digitizing a file at the exact same time we interviewed him on the Two Regular Guys for the first time. There was a digitizing going on in the background, and that is confirmed and a verified fact. So there you go.
And I remember that. And I remember saying, Eric, are you digitizing right now? And he's like, yes.
It's kind of like the kid getting in trouble from daddy. Yes, I am. In fact, Eric just popped up on the screen there that he actually did a little digitizing today, actually. So it's okay. It's allowed. That's all right, Terry. Well, let's look at us almost on time too. How'd you guys do on time last week?
We were on time, and I have to tell you, I ended the show with, and look at that, we ended on time. In your face, Aaron.
Oh man, so it is me. Oh boy. So Terry, speaking of upcoming events, I don't know, we weren't actually speaking of that, but well, hold on a second. Christine says that was the days of the phone podcast. So no one could see you. That is true.
That's true.
Very early on, it was all over the phone, so that was also interesting. there was a little chat room, actually. I think that's where we met Christine and Eric, was like the little chat room in the back of Blog Talk Radio. They were active in there, and we're like, oh, there are people listening. Shoot, we should talk to them. All right. Well, Terry, what's coming up for you here? Where you're on the road. Terry's Big Book of Travels is back in full effect, right?
Yep, it is no longer Terry's Big Book of Good Intentions. It is now the Big Book of Travel.
All right, good.
All right, my complete screen printing business course at Workhorse Products here in Phoenix is going to be July 10th through 11th. We have some spots still open if you want to sign up. My next class at Atlas Screen Supply in Chicago is August 21st and 22nd. I'm going right back to Chicago the next weekend.
Wow.
On August 27th, I'm going to be at DAX Chicagoland down in Tinley Park. And I'm doing a 4-hour seminar on, am I doing this right? Pro tips for screen printing, and going to be even doing a little hands-on. The folks over at Atlas are going to bring over a press and a dryer, and everybody that comes to the class gets to print a shirt and take it home with them. So nice. You can find all my events at terrycombs.com under the tab tour dates. How about you, Aaron?
Oh, that's cool. Can I show up at that seminar? Am I doing this right? And just ask you other random things like, am I doing this right? Or does it have to be screen printing?
You can ask me anything. You know that.
Oh my God. I'm so going to have some fun with that. All right.
I'm an open book of travel.
That's right. All right. Well, no, okay. I'm going to just move forward here. So Terry, for me, I invite everybody to come visit our success group at the DAX Kansas City show. We'll actually be at all 3 DAX shows, but that's the next one coming up on July 9th and 10th. And we will be in booth 218. We're actually neighbors with our good friends over at CorelTrainer.com. So we'll kind of be working together and both doing some seminars and presentations and just kind of providing information throughout the course of the show. And so we'll also be sharing all the new stuff coming up with our success group, and the blow up couch will be there. So come spend a little time relaxing on the blow up couch. Just a word of warning, it is a challenge to get out of, so just be prepared. We will help you up though. So
or you just have to roll out.
Yeah. I normally just roll out, but if you'd like to have our help up, just give a holler. We'll be there to pull you up. So, and so that's again, July 9th through 10th. If you want to check out more information about that, Eric's got it up on screen right now, but podcast listeners, it's daxshow.com is where you can go find information on that. You can get into that show free if you sign up before July 2nd. So time's running out to get a free entry into that show floor. So make sure you get over. I will be teaching at the upcoming Applique Getaway, July 23rd and the 25th is when that's happening. And so my classes are on Friday, going from hobby to business, 5 keys to success. And then on Saturday, I get to present Conquering Fear and live to telling about it. And I love that they're doing this as a live, and they have some virtual options as well. So check that out at appliquegetaway.com. Terry's very favorite event name. I always have to bring that up. And then coming up in about 20 minutes here, Eric and I will be back at the half. Eric did the quarter a couple weeks ago, and then also had Jeff from Embroidery Nerd sitting in for me last week. So I appreciate Eric carrying the mass, but I will be back with him to spend 30 minutes of Q&A, just wide open Q&A. There's no outline. There's no, we'll talk about anything. We have talked about anything and everything. And this is the one time in Eric and I's life that 30 minutes is actually 30 minutes, no exception. Even if we get cut off mid-sentence, that has happened and probably will continue to happen. So you can find that over at liveosg.com. We'll get you to the Our Success Group YouTube page, or while you're there on YouTube, you can also search Eric Campbell and watch through Eric's YouTube channel, or you can also find that through Facebook at facebook.com/Our Success Group Pro, or again, search for Eric Campbell, ERICH. That's what I love about Eric's name being a little bit unique, super easy to find because there's not a whole lot of other Eric Campbells out there. So just search him up and you can find that all there. And then finally, Terry, speaking of Eric, continuing on Education Friday here, his show, The Take Up, happens at 2:30 Mountain Time. Apparently Mountain Time is Eric's center of the universe, but
Mountain Daylight Time. I'm in Mountain Standard Time.
Okay, Mountain Daylight Time. Gotcha. Or if you just want to show up at 3:30 center of the universe time, that's equally good. So, when are you going to, Dale? Sorry, I got distracted here. Dale asked, when are you going to have the Hawaiian shirt show?
Anytime.
Always a good time for anyhow. All right. So back to Take Up. Sorry about that. Eric's show, Take Up, 2:30 Mountain Time. Today's is episode number 72. Contests, competitions, and inspiration. He says, let's get inspired, not tired when you see what your fellow decorators are doing in the world. So if you'll head over to ericcampbell.com, there's a tab at the top labeled The Take Up, and you can find all the information there. And Eric says, Eric, Christine says 4:30 Eastern time too, just so we have it all covered. Thank you, Christine. And let's see, what else has Eric got here? He's got a great list of stuff. Eric's been busy as heck as usual. Understanding emblems, digitizing production styles and sales is now available as a recorded show. So you can head over to decorators.education/emblems to check that out. And Eric will also be out at the DAX shows, all three of them, teaching a workshop style. So this is great when you get a chance to be with Eric for that amount of time. He's going to be teaching Elevate Your Embroidery Digitizing. So this is where you get to get and watch Eric in his zone of greatness. And he will show you how to elevate your embroidery digitizing. So sign up for that at daxshows.com. And we're finally getting Eric out on the road. For so long, we couldn't get him away from his desk. And now we are blessed to get him out in the world. And he will be appearing at the Impressions Expo Fort Worth. And he will be teaching specialty threads, design, digitizing, and marketing. And he will also be appearing on the Elements of Excellence embroidery panel. So you can check all that out at impressionsexpo.com.
You know, Aaron, last week, it wasn't me at all, but Jay Bassell dropped the E-Rich bomb like 5 times during the show.
Wow. Wow. And Eric didn't mute his mic, huh? Wow.
No. And rightfully so, he should have.
All right, Terry. Well, we've come to the close of another show. Thanks very much to Missy and Kylene for their time and all of their insights. Really appreciate it. It was a great conversation. And also want to thank all of the women in the garment decorating for making our industry better. And also to Christine Shreve for helping us launch this segment and making it possible for 2 regular guys here to learn from these amazing women each quarter. So we appreciate that, Christine and Missy and Kylene. Thank you so much.
All right. We also want to thank our show producer, Eric Campbell, for keeping everything running smoothly every single week.
It is incredible that he's able to make us look so good, Terry. So speaking of us looking good, Terry, you and I get a chance to have a host show, and we always love doing that because we get this opportunity to banter. But we're going to be talking about the competing with major retailers, how that looks, what you can do, all sorts of great stuff. So I can't wait to hear your take on all of that. And so tune in next week. That will be 10 o'clock center of the universe time every Friday, same time, same place, right?
All right. Absolutely. I'm looking forward to that as well. But until then, I'm Terry Combs. He's Aaron Montgomery.
And we are the Two Regular Guys.
Here we go. We're out.
Awesome.
Thank you for listening to Two Regular Guys. Check out our website at tworegularguys.com. That's the number 2, regularguys.com. You can also interact with us over at our Facebook page, facebook.com/tworegularguys, or send us a tweet, twitter.com/tworegularguys. And we have a YouTube page. You can find all that from our website, tworegularguys.com. Thanks for tuning in, and we look forward to spending some time with you again next week.